Hey yo, what's good? Your homie Z. Welcome back to another episode of A.R.T, Autistic Ramblings of a Toonarchist. And if you can't tell, I have a lot more energy this time than I did the last time. That's because I actually got sleep. Today's episode is about a franchise that I hold near and dear to my heart. I have loved this series ever since I was at least 8 years old. A video game series that came out in 1996 and is turning 30 this year. And it is known as Sonic the Hedgehog. If you somehow don't know what Sonic the Hedgehog is a video game series about this hedgehog that runs fast and saves the environment from this evil scientist known as Dr. Eggman. Now, what I just explained there is only the basic premise of the series. There's a lot more characters, the story is kind of everywhere, but it's really good. And I guess what I love the most about this series, well, one of the things I like the most anyways, is the different interpretations of Sonic the Hedgehog. Sure, the games created by Sega are like the mainline story of the franchise, but outside of that, there's just so many different variations of this character and his friends and his adventures. There's the Paramount movies, the 90s cartoons, the anime that one time, well, actually twice if you count the OVA, and Sega themselves made their own AU of their own character, that being Sonic Boom. And all these different interpretations of the character makes for good storytelling from different perspectives and different fans who enjoy the series. And it's with this in mind, they too can make their own interpretations or stories of these characters, and that just makes me really happy as a storyteller and an artist myself. So yes, if you want to blame anyone for my creative tendencies / my writing / my art / this entire YouTube channel, blame Sonic the Hedgehog. But of course, this series, no matter what the interpretation, wouldn't be complete without its cast of iconic and quirky characters. Sonic, as a character, to me at least, embodies freedom. Throughout the games, movies, and TV shows, Sonic is constantly seen helping people and rebelling against Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik to help them gain one thing: freedom. Freedom to be themselves, and freedom for the world. Sonic has always played by his own rules. He's never confined by one thing, and is constantly searching for the next adventure or the next friend to help. He's cool, kind-hearted, and free-spirited, and a little bit silly. And I think that's why a lot of people on the spectrum really enjoy his character a lot, me included. Sonic is the embodiment of freedom and making the most out of the time you have on this planet. Which I know sounds oddly deep for a game series about a talking blue hedgehog, but I don't know, maybe this would hopefully give you a chance to see what I'm talking about, and maybe you could check out some of the media after this video. Except the Sonic Boom TV series. Don't get me wrong, it's really funny, but that show doesn't really capture Sonic's character that well. Now, Tails, Sonic's little adopted brother, / sidekick, Tails to me represents bravery. Tails is, like I said, he's Sonic's little brother, he's the little kid of the group, and one of the main character arcs that he goes through in this series is learning to be independent without Sonic. He's very intelligent, but he's also very afraid to do stuff on his own because he's the little kid. But just like Sonic, if any of his friends' lives are on the line, he will do whatever it takes to help and try to save them, even if he is scared. And again, I'm sure that's one thing we can all relate to, having to do something incredibly hard or scary, but struggling to be brave. Sometimes you have to just do it scared, and maybe one day, or maybe once you're finished, you'll feel just a little bit braver and more proud of yourself. And the more trials you face, and the more you overcome them, the more braver you'll end up. And that's what's been going on with Tails throughout a good majority of these games, and that's one of the reasons why I really like this little fox's character so much. And Knuckles represents loyalty. Knuckles is seen as a tough yet stern and nice guy to his friends and to Dr. Eggman when he was first introduced as an antagonist. After being tricked by Eggman when the Doctor steals the Master Emerald, an important MacGuffin in the series, he switches and realizes the error of his ways. And in the second Paramount film, I feel like Knuckles' loyalty is shown at full force, because he and this version of Sonic are able to connect with each other because they both lost their families when they were kids. And they're able to join together to stop Jim Carrey from destroying the world with his husband. And they become adopted brothers under James Marsden, and I think that's really cute. And throughout his arc, both the movies and the games, Knuckles learns to be more open with his friends and is incredibly loyal to them. But besides loyalty, I do think that his, what he represents the most is, loyalty and patience. And even though these two characters I want to talk about aren't a part of the main trio, I still want to yap about them because they're two of my favorite characters in the whole series. And these are Shadow the Hedgehog and Silver the Hedgehog. Now, Shadow was created by Eggman's great, I don't remember how many greats, grandfather. And he was created to be the ultimate life form. Shadow was created through this shady government project called Project Shadow, and once again it was created to see if they can make the most powerful being, I guess, I don't know. But the most notable figure in Shadow's early years of life is a girl by the name of Maria, who is great-great-granddad Robotnik's granddaughter. For a while, Maria was Shadow's best friend and the first person in his life to show him love and compassion. And it's because of his connection with Maria that he became so angry and vengeful when she eventually passed away, thanks to the government raiding the location that Project Shadow was held in. So most of his debut game, aka Sonic Adventure 2, is mostly seen as, or with him being the antagonist of the game. But it's thanks to the kindness of one of the characters in the game that he's able to turn around and join the good guys to help stop this thing from crashing into their... I don't remember. My point is, Shadow used to be evil, but now he's not, and it's thanks to, compassion and kindness being shown to him. I love Shadow because he's very studious and introverted, but he's also really protective of his loved ones. And those are traits that I admire in a character. Now, Silver's kind of like future Trunks from Dragon Ball Z. He came from the future to try and fix something bad that happened in the past because the future is an apocalyptic wasteland. But one thing I really enjoy about Silver is his perseverance and his optimism. Because no matter what's thrown at him, he will continue and push on to try and make sure that his future is a good one. And he does it all with this positivity in his heart. And I feel like that's especially shown in the IDW comics, which are really good and you should read them. Come to think of it, I really think that it's the IDW comics that made me fall in love with Silver's character. It shows me a side to the character that, honestly, I never would have really enjoyed if it weren't for the comics. Well, I think that's just about it. Hopefully this video will be much shorter than the last one, mainly because I haven't really been fixated on Sonic in a while, but I really wanted to make a video about Sonic the Hedgehog because even if I'm not as fixated on it anymore, I still hold a deep love for this series and what it's done for me. So yeah, that concludes this episode of Art. Episode 3 will be about My Little Pony Friendship is Magic and maybe G5. Thank you all for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.